So we have a lot of things that we need to be done. We have to make it from blah to aha. Hello everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to Perfectly Imperfect Gardening. Here with me, Tanya. I'm in zone 10A, y'all. This is our Working in the Garden series, and we'll be taming, cleaning, and getting everything back to tip-top shape. This is a quick walk around. I have to go ask my husband something here in the back here. Mowing the yard. Back here in the orchard part. Oh, y'all see how bad that is? I can't even walk under here. I have to walk around. All that work. Trying to tame it. Around the mulberry plant trees. Channel, I'm Tanya, and today we're doing our Working in the Garden series. Today we'll be working on the passion fruit. This passion fruit vine that's right here behind me. I call it the equator because it's the border between my orchard, which is in the back, and my flower garden, which I am standing in right now. So we are going to be working on that today. Let me flip the camera, y'all. I have my little pond right here. But now everybody cutting their yard. This right here, I thought this fence would hold this up, but it is so heavy. So I'm probably have to cut this back and put cattle panel up. A cattle panel here and maybe a cattle panel back there so they can have something else to grow on because it is growing so fast. Passion fruit grows super fast. What type of people are y'all? Are y'all a glass half full or glass half empty type person? See, I'm a glass half full type person. I don't look at this and say, oh, that's a whole lot of work. No. I look at this and say, thank you, Jesus. Thank God that it's growing. It ain't dying. It is not dead. I don't have to replace it or anything. All I have to do is just pop it up on something and cut it back. So I'd rather do that than have to replace it. Then have to spend more water, more of my sweat equity, and money to get another plant. So this is heaven for me. Y'all, let's get this stuff done. All right, y'all, I decided to use some cattle panel right here to put this up. Let me set the camera up and then we're gonna figure this out. This section right here. Okay, y'all, let's get this going. Okay, no snakes under here.
Yeah, we just get it start going.
Like this. Where it is now? No, I'm gonna cut some of this back. Probably. Easy. Let's move this back away. And then put it down there, put this over out. Because this fence moves. Go behind and move that fence for me. Like it's opening up like a door. Yeah, put it up. And then move it back. Slide it back.
That's what's down here first.
Oh. Yeah. All this should be cut off. You know where the shears at that I just bought? The brand new one. I want to cut all this off. Right here. You need to sanitize me. Now get the new.
You recording?
Yeah.
That don't fucking do it. That fucking do it.
I hope it don't go nowhere. One more down. One more to go over here. Okay, all we got to do now is zip tie it in, y'all. What she's doing right now. To the post. Give some more room to climb up on. To tame that beast. Yeah. One on two on each one. Okay, we got this side done. Now I need to do some decorating. I have a pedestal that I have right here. I put the lion head on it because I think this statue is gonna be too heavy for it. It's a short statue, but it's like solid and that's hollow inside. So I ain't want to take no chances. So what I'm gonna do as an alternative is I'm gonna spray paint this with this gold paint. So let's get to that. I'm trying to stay back as far as I could because I don't have a mask on. Then I move on to the next step. Y'all, I added the lights around the arch. Right here. I have to go with this stand because the gold stand was too little for both. For the lion head and for the statue. And the statue wider than the lion head, so it ain't fit the lion head. I know it ain't gonna fit the statue. So I'm gonna have to use this. But this is hollow in here. See, it's already cracking from, and the statue way heavier than the lion head. So this is gonna be temporary. For now, I'm gonna just use this one. I'm gonna go get a solid concrete pedestal. Wow, y'all, it's thundering and lightning. Oh man, and I was on a ball too. It is getting darker. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this up tomorrow. Dang. Good morning, y'all. It's the next day. And now I get to finish up what I started. Remember we did the equator, which is the divider between my orchard and my flower garden. So I got the passion fruit part done and I also did the other side. Now I have to work on getting these grapevines in. Sorry if it get dark in the video quality because I have to catch it when I can and the sun be all over my yard. I have Cersei tea mixed in. Clean that out and I'm gonna get all this pulled up so I can be able to walk under this, and then we'll be putting the rest of the decorations up and then we'll be done. Then I can give you a tour. I'll let you see how it look afterwards. Let me turn towards the sun and I'll let y'all know afterwards. So let's get going with that. The giant passion fruit is blooming. It smells so good. Smelled it all the way from over there. I had to find it. And also, check out how good this fig tree doing. This the one that kept getting broken off. Now it's growing so fast. It got so big. The other one got broken off again. Okay guys, I use this stand temporarily for now. And I'm gonna buy another one so that for there. And no, I'm gonna put the one I put back there for that statue back over here and buy a solid cement one for the statue in the back. Just add it. So let's go see what we did. Okay guys, that's the statue right there. At the front part, pinned it. All I did was just pulled it back. Now I just have to get that back part, pinned it up onto the arch. I gotta separate the passion fruit vine from the grapevine. Come over this way, baby. I'm pulling all that off of here. Y'all, I'm taking my break and I'm sitting here just thinking about where I came from in my garden. And I want to tell you guys a little story. But first I want to apologize that everything's so dark. I'm sitting in the shade because I got a little overheated. So I'm sitting down in the shade and I just started thinking. So let me tell you guys a little story of how I came to the conclusion, the way I feel about my garden being overgrown, and why me having to pin up or cut back my perennial flowers and stuff like that is no problems for me, and I actually happy for it. So when I first started gardening some years ago, I knew, because I was an amateur just starting out. First I started out in little pots and different stuff like that. So I knew I had needed flowers to bring in beneficial pollinators and things like that into the garden. But what I didn't know what to start out with. When I was leasing my place, yes, I was doing a lot of annuals and stuff like that in the pots because I couldn't get anything established because it wasn't my property. I didn't own it and I didn't have permission to do that. But then I purchased this property that I'm on right now, and I brought the same mentality in that I had when I was first starting a garden over in my leased apartment, the one I was leasing. And what I was doing was I was trying to save money and stuff like that by buying the cheapest flowers, which normally turn out to be annual flowers. And those are the flowers that you put in and they done. After they season over and they die, they're done. There's no coming back. There's no nothing. You've got to start all over again. So I kept putting that into the garden all the time. Yes, it was pretty at that time, but once the season was over, everything was gone and my garden looked crazy. It's like nothing in like a dead zone. Nothing. So I started going to Lowe's and they had all these clearances. I would purchase more perennial then because it was cheaper and it was on clearance. And I started noticing, which I should have already put that together, that I didn't have to change out the perennials no more. I didn't have to do that every season, all the time. It might cost me more money. Then in the front line, it might cost me a little more money. But in the long run, it costs me way less money because I don't have to keep replacing it. So I'd rather go into my garden, see all this lushness, and just have to trim it back by pruning or tying things up or figuring out a way for it to retrail and stuff like that, then have to start over every single time with those annuals. Yeah, annuals might cost less on the front end, but it's gonna cost you way more on the back end because you're gonna be spending money over and over and over again, or re-putting that in over and over and over again. When with your perennials, when you set a baseline for that, put it where you want it in your garden, you're gonna keep coming back year after year after year, and it'll save you a whole lot of more time, money, and sweat equity. So that's why I have no problem with my stuff being overgrown, because it's there to be overgrown. It's gonna grow, and it's not dead, dying, or having to be replaced. So that's a good thing for me. Like right here, I have my hibiscus that give me a whole lot of flowers all season. My tropical hibiscus. It's way taller than me now. This me walking into it. Look. Way up yonder now. Beautiful. Look at this blue evolvulus, I think it's called. Just taking over. I don't have to replant it. I just let it go for what it knows. Look at that. All at the potato vine. Ivy, the purple roses, which none on there. Oh yes it is. It's that end of the life, but normally always blooming beautifully. Y'all, I took everything pretty much out of the beds, except on certain occasions, certain beds I have little stuff in, but that's just sitting in there. And I have a milling vine there and there and there. Everything else got pulled out. Over here, all the beds pulled out because I'm gonna be putting in some irrigation really soon. But as you can see, all this perennial, this was one of my first perennial beds right here, and I just put it in and leave it. I have problems with all of this falling on top of my flowers and it shadows it out. But other than that, it just grow. And I haven't even been out here and it looked like I have a garden full of stuff when I have not even been gardening. Really. Now if all this was annual, it wouldn't have had nothing. Everything would have been dead. Everything you see here living are all perennial, except the flower baskets. Everything. Now this is a sneak peek of our next job in here. This is what I mean by the overgrowth, y'all. I got grapevines. This is a grape vine right here growing out, mixed in with the trumpet vine that's supposed to be on here, mixed in on here. And then we're not gonna talk about what's all up in there. Endless amounts of fun on the next episode of Perfectly Imperfect Garden. Okay. have that in that way. The passion fruit can go over that. You cleaned up the, let me go this way. I'm catching my dress. So you can see the grape. Got it mostly tied up. I just have to tie it back. So I'm still hanging. But I'm gonna tie it back. I can't find my ties. My new bag. I've used all the old bag. Grapevine up, y'all. Put him here. Let's walk to the other side of this. Got all that cleaned up. You pulled all this from back here. It was all on there. Put this arch up so it can go over this way. My little equator. Thank you guys, everybody, to staying to the end of this video. Y'all please join me next time on Working in the Garden with Tanya. This is episode 2. Please join me with episode 3, and I'm gonna see you later.